Understanding the essence of Bhagavad Gita can inspire children and help them cultivate good values. Let us have some timeless principles that children can learn from Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is the discourse that took place between Lord Krishna and Arjuna before the commencement of Kurukshetra war. The teachings by Lord Krishna helped change Arjun's perspective about life and thus his life path. While Gita is many, many centuries old, the logic and the knowledge inherent in its every word makes it a timeless guide. Understanding the ageless guiding principles of the Bhagavad Gita can help us gain a deep insight into how and why, and the hows and the whys of our everyday life. So, let's start. The first lesson that we can learn, that the teachers can learn, that the children can learn from Bhagavad Gita is develop the right perspective. Just before the Kurukshetra war, it was about to begin. Arjuna felt confused and dejected. He refused to fight as he failed to visualize the outcomes of his actions. Perceiving things in the right way played a critical role in helping us understand what we should do, why we should do it, and our role in the scheme of things, and also how they shape our attitude. Based on our experience, we learn to think in a certain way. We form so many stereotypes. Gradually, we begin to believe only our beliefs are right and those who differ from us are wrong. So, it is very necessary to understand the feelings of others, and it is not mandatory to agree with their opinion. It is not mandatory. Encouraging children and ourselves to look at situations from the viewpoints of others is very important. The second main teaching is understanding that change is the law of nature. According to Bhagavad Gita, everything has to change. We know that our body, our feelings, our emotions, our perceptions, as well as everything around us, the nature, the universe, it's dynamic and is changing and is constantly in the state of flux. Yet, we are told that we need to change. We are reluctant to accept it. We are reluctant to accept the advice, or we adamantly oppose it. To be successful, an individual needs to adapt to new situations, innovate, and come up with better solutions, and explore new opportunities. So while we enjoy the experience of being in familiar surroundings, we must be ready to take small risks and gain the benefit of new experiences. We need to answer our children's question, our child's question about any impeding change. We should assure him or her that the change would take time to occur and he or she will have time to adjust to the new situation. Also, tell him or her about the positives that the change could bring into his or her life. The third lesson is practicing tolerance and forgiveness, and it's very, very important. Tolerance teaches us to face the hardships of life with equanimity and desist from using force, even if we are provoked. Forgiveness helps us pardon injustice and overcome the feeling of animosity. Both these qualities are very crucial to maintain and nurture relationships, develop feelings of empathy and love, and overcome divisive thoughts. These two values actually form the bedrock of the relationship, which failed in the terms of Pandava brothers and the Kaurava brothers. But if we cultivate it, we can have great relationships. So, these should be reflected, tolerance and forgiveness, in the minds of our children. The fourth teaching is change the way you think. Having positive thoughts help us achieve a balanced perspective. Stay confident, overcome negative notions, prepare well to meet challenges, and channelize our energy to achieve our goals. So, do not let negative thoughts take over your mind. They are demons. They are really the demons, and they can ruin your chances of being successful and happy in life. Be grateful. Be grateful, meditating, giving back to the society, reading inspiring literature, and you can foster positive thoughts. We need to teach our children to be flexible in the way he or she thinks. Tell him or her that instead of feeling frustrated at things that are not working out, he or she should try. And if the trial also fails, we can again try with a new approach. Practicing this technique will always help us to adopt flexible thinking. The next one is stay calm. A calm mind will help us control our impulses, stay unperturbed and hopeful through both the good and bad times, and keep stresses out of our mind and body. It will also help us achieve clarity of thought, weigh our options, and channelize our energy towards gainful endeavors. The knowledge that change is inevitable plays a big role in helping us stay calm. Children can easily get upset if they don't have adequate coping skills. So we should need to teach our children how to keep himself or herself calm when he or she feels upset. The sixth principle is work for the welfare. Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam. Most of the work that we do is performed solely for us. We rarely worry about how our actions may affect others. This mindset makes us selfish and detached. Now, our actions should be such that they help us make the world a better place and help us bond with those around us. So we need to teach our children to be caring, compassionate, and empathetic, and encourage them for the same. The seventh principle is, and a very important one, be fearless. Fear is one of the most primordial emotions present in every living being. In humans, fear arises out of lack of knowledge and the consequent inability to manage emotions. So, be steadfast in your efforts to gain knowledge and wisdom, for these are what will help you understand the unknown and overcome your fear and hesitation. Our children begin to worry and eventually feel scared when they don't have sufficient information about facts. We should encourage our children to talk to us about their worries, about their concerns, so that we may help them break down their fears and bring them to manageable levels. The next important lesson is manage anger. Anger impedes our ability to reason, which actually and ultimately leads to confusion and chaos. It decreases our clarity of thought and distracts us from pursuing our goals. The unpleasant experiences give rise to negative thoughts and pushing us towards committing destructive acts. In Mahabharata, it was Duryodhana's anger that prevented him from behaving in a reasonable manner and caused a war that took so many lives. So we can teach our children that it is very natural to feel angry at times, no problem, but we should have the technique to deal with the anger. It should be dealt in a way that it is not impulsive, rather thoughtful, mindful, and whenever we are thoughtful and mindful, the anger will disappear. The next big lesson is dream big. The most remarkable achievements that we read or hear about are nothing but someone dreaming big and making their dreams come true. So don't be scared or doubtful about your dreams. Dream big and put unwavering efforts to make it come true. At the same time, do not let easier goals distract you and make you lose focus from your higher objectives. The 10th and the last lesson, that Bhagavad Gita gives us is accept that nothing is permanent. The day will turn into light. The night will turn into day. Where there's darkness, there has to be light the next moment, and vice versa. Neither success is permanent nor failure. Those who have failed in their attempts could take heart from this example and keep striving for success. And those who are going through bad times must keep preserving